Okay, in this video here, alright, so I'm going to show you how I wrap my walking sticks so that we have a length of cordage on the stick itself. And here's the one that I have for my daughter. It's a smaller one and it's got plenty of bells on it. Make sure that we're alerting people and critters in the woods that we're there, so we're not startling anything or anybody. And we'll talk about setting this system up later. But this is kind of what they look like, and there's two ways to do this wrap, and this may not show up very well on camera because it's black, but I actually like it because it provides a pretty good, so it's a good grip. It's a good, it's a good, gets you, it's comfortable and you can feel your hand on it, and if you sweat, it kind of absorbs the sweat. And along with the lanyard, and this lanyard is made of dog bane fibers, and we went on ahead and twisted the dog bane fibers, and we put this on there, and so now the stick is attached to my hand, so I can actually use this, my other hand rather, and when I'm ready to go or picking it up, the stick is right there. So I would highly recommend using lanyards on your walking sticks. Set this down here. That's hers, and this is mine. So this is a bigger version. And again, same sort of setup. I don't have as many bells. I'm going to add some more bells onto it. But again, this is dog bane fibers, and dog bane is one of the stronger natural fibers you can get. Dog bane, depending on where you live, is fairly common. It's all over the place, and it's easy to harvest the fibers, usually in the fall over the winter, and then you process the fibers and you can make some really good strong rope. In fact, strong enough to be good used for bowstrings or this type of wrapping. But I'm gonna go ahead and use paracord, or rather 550 cord. So this is cord that has seven white strands in it, and it's covered. Those strands are covered with an outer layer, and it's very good survival cordage to have, pre-made cordage that you can buy, and it's very, very strong. 550 means that it can hold 550 pounds. Just a single strand, not strand, but the single length of it. And there's a knotting sequence here that makes a very, very good grip or handle for your walking stick, or pretty much anything. You can wrap it around a flashlight or whatever. And so I'm just going to demo right quick how I do this, and there's two ways to do this. This way I'm doing is kind of loose and dirty. I don't like cutting, and I do not like knotting my cordage that I intend to use, right? So this is done in a particular way where I can quickly make use of this cordage. And I'd have to say I probably have maybe 25 feet on here. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember how much I put on here, but I've got a fairly good amount of cordage on here. I could probably wrap the whole thing down for that matter. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pull out another stick, and I'm going to show you both methods. The more refined one, and then the method that I use. Alright, so I have a piece of rattan. This is one of my display Filipino martial arts, what they call kali sticks or eskrima sticks, that actually have aluminum insulative tape around it for decoration. I've sprayed this with polyurethane, so that's the sheen. I burned these over the stove, so it makes them pretty. And this is a piece of rattan. If you're interested in martial arts, Filipino martial arts specifically, go check out my other YouTube channel, Kali JKD U on YouTube, or KaliJKDU.com. And I'm going to be building up that site directly. But at any rate, there's a bit of a crossover here, so I'm going to use this stick to demo how to do this walking stick wrap. So what I have here is I've got a length of 550 cord. I've already snipped it and burned the ends with a lighter so that it doesn't come undone. All right, it's synthetic fibers, so they melt is what they do. All right, so that keeps the things from unfraying. So what I'm going to do is also have a piece of masking or not masking tape, scotch tape here. And what I want to do is we're going to create kind of a small loop here. So I want to create a bite, what they call a bite in knotting parlance or jargon, like so. Get this in frame. So I want a length there, and this is for demo purposes. What I want to do is I want to tape this to the piece or to the stick. All right, so this is the, I'm going to show you two versions. This is the kind of the real neat version of this sort of walking stick ramp. So I'm going to go ahead and take my length of tape here, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tape this into place, basically, so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Like that. Okay. And then what we have here, again using knotting jargon or words, we have a running in, or the longer piece, and we have a standing in, which is in this case a shorter piece here. We just want to tape the shorter piece into place. Okay, so I'm going to take another piece of tape here. I just want to tape this shorter piece into place, like so. I want to keep my running in loose. Okay. Alright, so basically this is what we got going on. Okay. And yeah, it should be straight up and down. Yeah, that'll be alright for this demo. Alright, so to begin our wrap, I've changed angles a little bit to help make sure that you can see this, and it's black on black, so I'm gonna try to go slowly at first, but it's really easy is what it is. So I'm taking my running in and I'm having this pressed against the stick. I'm gonna take this running in and get this, and basically I'm just making a bunch of alternating half hitches. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run this underneath itself once I wrap it around, like so. Okay, hopefully you see that, what's going on. Okay, so do that, and then I go back the other way. So I'm gonna go clockwise now. Okay, and then when I come back around the stick, I want to take my end and I want to loop it underneath here. So I'm going to find my running end again. I'm going to loop this underneath, and now I want to go back the other way and go back counterclockwise. Okay, you kind of use your thumb to hold it in place, and then wrap it around the stick. I want to take my running end now and go underneath, and I want to wrap it around and have it go clockwise now. So basically what I'm doing is I'm zigzagging back and forth. That's really what it is. Like I said, it's this fairly easy concept. Once you get it, then you get it. Once you get it, then you get it. Do this a few more times. Like so. Like so. And then now it's starting to cinch up pretty good. If this had bark on it, it would the paracord would grip it. I'm having to hold it in place because I got polyurethane on this rattan, so it's slick. Keep everything cinched. Pull it. I'm just going back around to the other side. Go back around this way. Go underneath. So, there we go. Go back the other way. I can cinch things up, keep things nice and tight and nice and even looking as I go. And then now I go clockwise now around the back and go up. And now I go counterclockwise around the other side and up. So, and I've got nodes. There's nodes on rattan. Rattan is not like bamboo. It's not hollow. It's made of different strands. So for martial arts training, what rattan does is over time, over usage, it frays instead of breaks. A breaking stick for training is dangerous because you have shards, shrapnel that fly off, and it can hurt yourself or your training partner. So rattan is a very good training stick. It's a vine technically that resembles bamboo because it's got nodes on it. It grows in nodes, but it's not hollow and brittle like a bamboo is. And you can steam it and bend it and shape it, and it's very lightweight but durable, tough. But for a fighting tool, self-defense wise, it works, but it tends to bend and it has a lot of give. So it's just really mainly good for a self-defense, or rather for training, not so much self-defense, because it doesn't really have quite the oomph that a nice oak axe handle might have, or something like that. Hickory, walnut, ironwood, cocobolo. So for training, rattan is good. So anyways, we're continuing our wrapping, alternating hitches. And then I can go ahead and tighten, getting tight. And then we're coming up to the end of our length here. And I can straighten up our pattern. So again, like I said, it is pretty easy to do this. Not terribly difficult. And then we go back the other way. And we're running out of length. This is just my demo length. It's not the full length for actually if I was doing this for real. But essentially, we've come to the end. Okay, so we've come to the end of our length, all right? And so there's a couple of ways we could finish this off, but let's just say that we knew that it's long enough, and I'm coming back around. I just undid that piece, undid that hitch. I'm coming back around, and now what I want to do is I want to go downward into the loop. I already took the tape off. I want to go downward into this loop. Okay, so we've got this configuration. So we got the loop here. All right, went downward into the loop. Cinch this up like that. Okay, and so now we've got this loop here. Well, it's very similar to how you do common whipping. Whipping, which is basically where you just wrap with no hitching, right? So this is what this top end is for. This free end is for, because now we can just pull this up, and that cinches or locks into place our last hitch or loop, right? So you can kind of pull this tight and then start to shape everything together, right? And at this point, you could tie these two together. You could cinch them and have them meet and melt them together like this. And you actually have kind of like a handle loop thing. So if I was just to kind of do that real quick, just with kind of like a figure 4 knot real quick, or a square knot real quick, granny knot. Just do that. It's a demo what I'm talking about. Here, these attached to each other. So now you kind of have this situation where you can have your hand fit in, and it's sort of like a lanyard, kind of like this construction. Or you can snip this off and burn it, you would snip this off and burn it, and then you'd have sort of like a permanent wrap to your walking stick. I prefer not to do that because the purpose of having this 550 cord onto your walking stick when you're out and about hiking or camping or going to walkabout, the purpose of this is so that you, if in case you need it, you can undo this and now you have a length of cordage. So that's why I don't prefer to cut these or even burn these. If it was to do that, I would just simply knot these together or attach these together, and then I would have kind of like a lanyard per se, a short one, right? So that's what I would do. But to finish it, if you want that clean look, you just cut these, take a lighter to them to singe them closed so they don't unravel. Cut this, take a lighter, singe these closed. And that's the more refined way of doing this wrap.